Hello everyone, my name is David. Today we are going to take a look at another horrible case with you. Today's story is about a woman who, after getting married, goes to South Africa for her honeymoon, which was perhaps one of the most beautiful moments in her life. However, she is murdered. This story is called Annie Diwani. In this tale, there are many twists and turns, and it's hard to tell who is telling the truth and who is lying. But as the story unfolds, new revelations come to light. So let me begin this story from the very beginning. Annie was born on March 12, 1982, in the city of Mariestad, Sweden, to the Hindosha family. Although the Hindosha family originally had Indian roots, they later moved to Mariestad, Sweden, and were quite well off. Annie, a cheerful and always smiling girl since childhood, obtained a degree in innovation engineering as she grew up and began working for the company Ericsson in Stockholm, Sweden. Annie frequently traveled to London for work, and it was during this time in 2009 that she met Shriyan Diwani. Shriyan Diwani, also of Indian origin, is a British citizen residing in the Bristol area of England. Additionally, Shriyan was quite wealthy and successful in business, advancing his family enterprise. When Shriyan met Annie, they started dating, and gradually their meetings turned into love. Eventually, they decided to marry. Afterward, Annie introduced Shriyan to her family, and they also liked him. Subsequently, both families met, and it was decided that they would have the wedding in India. Later, both families arrived in India, and on October 29, 2010, in a luxurious hotel in Mumbai, the grand wedding of Annie and Shriyan took place.
This is Annie Diwani dancing for her husband Shriyan on their wedding day.
Annie's entire family was thrilled with the union, considering them to be a perfect match. After the wedding, Shriyan Diwani books tickets for their honeymoon in South Africa and arrives at Cape Town International Airport on November 7, 2010, with Annie. From there, they take a domestic flight to Kruger National Park, where they stay for the next 4 days, enjoying a jungle safari. On November 12, 2010, they return to Cape Town International Airport. Subsequently, they take a taxi from the airport to their hotel, Café Greece, one of the most luxurious and opulent 5-star hotels in the area. After reaching the hotel, Annie and Shriyan Diwani spend the entire day in the hotel. Only in the evening, around 6:30, do they venture out for dinner and head to the hotel bar. Later, they sit in the bar, have a few drinks, take some photos, and await their driver's arrival. Actually, on that day, Shriyan had planned to roam around the city and experience its nightlife in the evening. He had booked the same taxi driver who had dropped them from the airport to their hotel. The driver's name was Hola Tongo, and he had a car named Volkswagen Share. Around 8 p.m., Hola Tongo arrives with his taxi at the Café Greece Hotel, messages Shriyan that he's waiting outside. After that, Annie and Shriyan come out, get into the car, and head out. Once in the car, Shriyan tells the driver to take them to a restaurant, so Hola Tongo takes them to the Searchside restaurant, which was in the stand area. Around 9:33 p.m., they arrive at the Searchside restaurant and have dinner there. About 1 hour later, at 10:34 p.m., Annie and Shriyan leave the restaurant after dining, sit in taxi, and depart from there. After leaving, their car reaches the location called Gugulethu. Gugulethu, an area distinct from the city's glitz and glamour, is a raw settlement. As their car reaches a turn and the driver slows down to negotiate the turn, suddenly someone from outside forcefully strikes the front windshield. The driver, along with Annie and Shriyan sitting inside, startles at the sound. Upon looking outside, they see 2 men standing there with guns in their hands. Before they can comprehend, one man sits in the driver's seat and the other opens the rear door of the car, sitting beside Annie and Shriyan. After that, those individuals took Shriyan's watch, his mobile phone, his wallet, and whatever cash he had. Then they forced the car driver, Hola Tongo, out of the car, sped away from the scene, and after approximately 20 minutes of driving, they forcibly removed Shriyan Diwani from the car and fled with Annie. It was around midnight, and Shriyan was knocking on people's doors for help in that dark night. After struggling for a while, Shriyan encounters a man in the area who calls the police and provides information to the police about the incident. Shortly afterward, the South African police arrive at the scene. Shriyan Diwani then reveals details about Annie's kidnapping and the robbery that occurred with her. When the police learn that Annie and Shriyan Diwani are British citizens who came to celebrate their honeymoon, they promptly assemble a special unit and initiate the search for Annie. Over there, the police were engaged in the search, and here Shriyan also returns to his hotel Café Greece with the police around 12:45 a.m. and provides his statement. Meanwhile, the police also find the taxi driver, Yola Tongo, around 1:17 a.m., and he is brought to the hotel, where his statement is recorded. He reiterates the same information that Shriyan had mentioned in his statement. Anyway, after recording statements from both, the police contacts Annie's family in Sweden and informs them about her kidnapping. Upon hearing about Annie's kidnapping, the entire family becomes distressed, and her father, Vinod Hindosha,